Welcome to our 2022 Wildwood Lodge 42 QBQ. Starting right in the back bumper here, just kind of reach in, pull that cap out of there. Inside of that back bumper, you're going to find your sewer hose. Just take out of these two adapters here, that's how I'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. And then the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. And we're just keeping it stored in the bumper back here, just to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit, keep things that little bit fresher and cleaner for you. And the bumper cap just presses into place. And so straight up from there, you're going to find your shore cord here. So as you pop that port open, you notice that little metal tab down in the bottom corner there. It's going to line up with this tab here. You're going to kind of press it in and give it a little bit of an eighth turn. That'll kind of push it in, lock it into place. And then you get the threaded collar in the back there to really lock it down. And taking a step down the side of the unit, you're going to find the sewer cap here. You're just going to kind of press it in, give it that turn. You can pop it out of there. Then you see it's got the exact same ears that your sewer hose had, so that'll be attached in the same way. You're just going to press it in, give it that turn, locks into there, and there you have it. You get the valve on the side here, you pull that, and drains itself out. This tank, I believe, runs your gray tank for the back bathroom here, so that'd be just filled from your sink, as well as the exterior kitchen. Forward from there, this one I believe is going to be your kitchen sink, so be specific to that tank. Works the exact same way, just got the same cap there. Another step forward, and we got your black tank here. So this black tank is going to be filled from your toilet in this rear bathroom here. So you're just going to be attaching the hose the same way. Get your black valve in the front here, just signifying that that is a black tank. So be dumping that out, just allowing it to flow out completely. Of course, with it being a black tank, that'll be dirty water. So you want to do this first, and then you can do the two grays just to help flush out that hose, keep it as clean as possible. Straight up from there, in between the two slides here, you're going to find this black tank flush. So you may notice over time, after having gone and dumped your black tank, you may still have a monitor panel still reading a third or two-thirds, whatever it may be. Typically, some debris inside of your tank just hanging between the probes, causing that misread. So what you're going to do is just take a water hose, plug it into there, turn on the water, and open up that black valve, and that'll just flush out that black tank, getting rid of any sort of debris that could be causing that issue. So that's all for the rear rooms back there. Up front here is going to be your front bathroom sewer system. So the same cap again. You get your gray valve in the front here, so that's going to be filled from your bathroom sink as well as the shower. And then the black valve there is going to be filled from the toilet, of course. All right, so same thing. You're going to be dumping that black first. Once it's done, you'll do the gray just to help keep that hose clean again. Black tank flush for that front tank here. A couple of steps forward, and you got your storage compartment here. So as you open that up, you're going to find a water hose in here as well as a park adapter. So we'll just go through that short cord real quick and show you the connections here. So with this being a 50 amperage unit, you've of course got a standard 50 amp end on your cord here. So some campsites will have that, you can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. Some won't, so we do provide you with this adapter here that'll take it from a 50 down to a 30. Do keep in mind you've just lost 20 amps of power, so you'd only be able to run one of two air conditioners. The unit only has one air conditioner installed, but if you were to go with the second one, you'd only be able to run the two if you're running off of your 50 amp cord. Most campsites will have that 30 amps, so you can plug straight on into that, and if you're looking to plug in at home to a standard outlet, you take your adapter and plug it into there, plug into your standard outlet, and you're good to go. So we're going to plug into the 30 amp for now, and then we'll head back up front. Look at your water system up front there. So you got that little one on the right there. As you pop that cap off, you take your water hose and plug it into there, turn on the water, and that'll just pressurize the lines throughout the unit. The one beside that is going to be your freshwater tank fill. So your same water hose will just plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll fill up your freshwater tank. You know that tank is full once it starts spitting water out of that vent there. Straight down from there, we're going to find your freshwater tank drain. So you just got that white valve there. You just slide that over to the side, drains out the freshwater tank. Up in the corner here, you've got low point drains. So the purpose of those would be for dumping or emptying out your water lines there. So if you plan on leaving the trailer for a while, or if you're getting ready to winterize it, you're just going to open up those valves, allow the water lines to drain themselves out. Around front of the unit, up on the wall there, you're going to find that little white box there. So that's your battery disconnect with this key pointed up. That's your battery disconnected, or sorry, it's your battery connected with that key turned out and pulled right out of there. That's your battery disconnected. So for storage, you want that disconnected. Otherwise, you want it turned on. This black box here is housing your battery, so as long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin into your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. These two knobs there, if we just loosen them off and push them back, you get access to your two propane valves here. Right up to the video, and then that way we can show you your changeover valve there. So you can see it's currently green, it's just letting us know we've got propane in the system. So the arrow is pointing to this tank, letting us know we're running off of that tank. If it were to go red while you've got a tank open, it's just letting you know there's no longer any propane there. So you just close off that tank, flip that change over to the other tank, and run off of this one while you get the other one filled. Up front, you just get the standard tongue jack there, so one way's up, the other way's down. Around the other side of the unit, you do have another set of low point drains up in the corner there, so just kind of in the same spot. Work the exact same way, do the exact same thing. This is just the front entrance to your bedroom here, so we're not going to be using this right now. I'm going to show you that from inside. I do just want to point out real quick though that if you've got this door wide open, it does run into your awning arms. So if you notice here, your little door holder is on a 90 degree, so it only holds it 90 degrees open, so that way you're not running into that awning arm. The patio entrance, we'll be using that in a minute here. And then right behind that, you've got your hot water tank. So you just got that one little keyway there. You're just going to line that up and you can pop it on open. Control for turning it on with electricity is just down in the bottom corner here. You're going to turn that switch on, fires it up on electricity. For firing it up with propane, we've just got a switch right inside of the unit. And so once we get there, I will go over a reset procedure, and the button that I'll refer to is just right here. Up from there, you're going to find a pressure relief valve, so we just want to hit that, make sure that shot of water comes out. A little bit of water coming out is just letting us know that tank is full. It's safe to fire it up. We're not going to burn anything out by doing so. So down in the bottom, you get the two little holes with the two little posts. You're going to line those up, push it into place, and then you just lock it back down with the keyway there. Another step back, and we got your shower. So you're just going to get a key just like this guy here. You're going to stick it on into there. You can open it up. The hose does pull out. It's about 3 feet long. You get hot and cold water, the standard head. Once you're done, you're just going to kind of tuck it back away and lock it back down. Right behind that, we've got the exhaust for your furnace here. So if you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure it's not blocked off. It does get hot. Straight up from there, we've got a little kind of vent there. So of course, propane stove is putting off fumes whenever you're using it. So you just want to make sure your fan inside is turned on, evacuating said fumes. And that flap there opened up so that our fan can evacuate those fumes. Your two exterior speakers here, they do have little blue lights in them, so we'll turn those on once we get inside. Little cable and satellite outlet, as well as a power outlet there. The door back here, this kind of just enters into your rear bathroom. So again, we'll just show you that from inside. You get the same 90-degree holder there, again, just so that you're not running into your awning arm. Exterior kitchen here, so just get all your travel latches there, just unlock those and swing it open. All right. It's a 120 volt fridge here, so as long as you're plugged in, this guy's going for you. Straight up top, you just get a little light there. It's just on its own center push button. Hot and cold water in the sink here. You do also have a TV backer here, so if you're looking to mount the TV, it's going right there. Power outlet, as well as your cable and satellite outlet for it. And then just the storage bins on the side and more storage across the top. There's a couple of hangers on the side there as well. Not sure what for, but so we'll close that back down. And around back of the unit. Right in the center here, you've got your cable and satellite inlet. So you just take your coax cables and plug them into the respective ports and they'll fire up at the TV location. And then for your barbecue here, so you just have the little latches over here. You're just going to undo those. Which way do they go? There we go. Alright, so once we get those out of the way, we can swing it up and out of here. And so once your slide is open and you have that kitchen out, it does line up pretty nicely, coming out all the way. So right in the back of your barbecue here, or underneath, I guess, you get these little straps there. We'll undo those, and there's also a little bit of Velcro there. Then you can slide it over. Put the cover off to the side. Get the travel latches in the front there, pop those open. Open it up, and we got your propane quick connect here. So that little black collar, you're just going to slide it back and then it undoes itself. This one end is going to go underneath the valve there. So you're just going to push it in, make sure it's fully engaged. There we go. And then right up in the back of the units here, we've got your connect for it. So it's the exact same thing. You're just pushing that collar back, attaching your hose, locks into place with the addition of the valve here. So with that valve opened up, you cannot undo that quick connect. So it's just kind of an added safety. You have to close off flow before you can undo it. Yeah. So with it done up, you're gonna come over to your stove here, push that knob in, turn it over to max, press it with the igniter. And once it clears the air out of that line, you can see she fires right up. Once we're done, we're just gonna turn it back down to off, undo the line here, undo the line at the trailer, closing it off, pulling it out of there. And for this hose, I just like to attach it to itself, just ensures that absolutely nothing's getting in there. And just a dust cap into there. Store the hose back in the barbecue, close it back up, and that's that. So for the cover, it's kind of easiest if you kind of work it from one way back to the other. And you're just going to fold it back in on itself. Put our pins back in. And there we go. So now we'll make our way inside of the units. We'll come in the patio door. So all of your steps are the exact same. You're grabbing the handle, sliding it out, flipping that last step over. Assist handle just up 90 degrees and it falls into place. We open up our screen door and our patio door, make our way inside. First things first is your fire extinguisher, so that's straight in on the left. Pull the pin, point and shoot. Up from there we've got all your switches. So in the bottom corner here you've got your ceiling switches in the center, so press that. Turns on this dimmer switch up here. Get that little light in the center there just letting you know it's turned on. Touch it, turns on all of your lights. Press and hold and they'll dim down. And if you keep holding, they dim back up. And they just kind of go back and forth. Of course you can release at whatever point you like. Slide outs, that's all 4 slide outs are tied into this one switch here. This is just on a hydraulic system, so we'll press and hold out and all of the sides will make their way out. Whichever has the least resistance or whatever is the lightest is what will go first. So if you're watching, you just want to have someone watching outside for those. Make sure you got enough room. Once all the slides are fully extended, we're going to kind of hear the whine on the motors, a little bit of load. Once you hear that, you want to stop. So you can hear that whine there, that difference in the tone. Once you hear that, you want to stop. So your ceiling light we've been over, your outside speaker, you turn that on, does the little blue lights in your speakers there. This light switch right there, if you turn that on, does your awning light outside. So for your awning, its switch is up in the top left corner here. Press and hold extend, that guy will make its way out. Again, we're just watching to make sure that our doors are at 90 degrees or closed. Once that awning's fully extended, you're going to see a little white flap come down as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to want to stop. If you were to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards. So there's our flap, so we'll stop right there. And like I was saying, if it winds itself up backwards, it does just make it easier for it to hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. Now with it open, if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyways. What you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, and you're just going to pull down on it. And you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. If you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these guys are back out straight and fully extended, just so that we're not running the risk of bending anything. Then we're going to press and hold retract. That awning will make its way back in. Now just a couple of things to keep in mind with your awning is once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, it does just catch that wind, so you want to bring it back in just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. And once that guy's fully closed, the electric motors will just lock into place and hold it shut. There we go. So this switch right here, turn that on, does your ceiling fan. So for your ceiling fan, you've got the chain that you can pull on to change your speed. And then you got the switch on the side there. You can change where it's shooting the air, pushing it up or pulling it down. And then for these two switches there, we've got your water heater switch on the right there. So you turn that switch on, that light there will come on, letting you know the ignition sequence will start. Once that sequence is started, that light will go out. It'll try that 3 times. If after the 3rd try it hasn't fired up, this light's going to come back on and it's going to stay on. It's at that point we'll be going and using that reset button that we'd shown you. Stood right here, you can hear the click of the igniter and then where the flame, we know that tank is good. Water pump switch on the left there, turn that on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. And then up top we got your battery, so your monitor system here, right on the left, so you can see we're full, so currently charging. Your fresh tank, so as you fill that up, you go to 1/3, 2/3 and full. Same idea for your black one. Black one I believe is your front bathroom, black two I believe is the rear. Your gray tank is going to be at front one, and the galley will be for the kitchen sink here. Now into the kitchen, so you of course got your hot and cold water there, dual basin sink. Cover is folding, it is stainless, so if you need something hot on there you can. Bit of storage up above there. Right. Down at the end of the sink here, or I guess you got some light switches up here as well. So the one on the right does your night light across the bottom. The one on the left there does your lights above the awning, kind of an accent light. Down on the bottom here, this little black box, that's your LP detectors for propane's heavier than air. It sits on the floor. This guy detects and starts one off just like a smoke detector would. Bit of storage down below the sink, just being mindful of our drains and our water lines. If you're looking to access your hot water tank for winterization once it comes time, you just kind of got this panel right there. You're going to reach right behind it. You get access to all your valves. Right up above this countertop space here, you do get a little light just on its own center push button. A little bit of storage up here, so that plug-in back there is of course just for the microwave. The microwave itself is pretty standard, just like home, just with the addition of the light and the fan assembly. So this is that fan that you want turned on whenever you're running your stove, just that we're evacuating our fumes. So the bifold cover just flips on back. Then you got your knobs here, you're going to press them into that little flame, turn the igniter, and then you can see she fires right up. I will just mention the first time you go to use your propane system, especially if you've been away from the unit for a while, it will just take a minute just to fire everything up, just because it's got to clear the air out of the propane lines. It's perfectly normal. And for the oven, you get the knob on the right here, you're going to press it in, turn it over to that little pilot flame, open it up, hit it with the igniter, and then you can see she fires up. That oven usually takes a minute or two. I've just fired it up a couple of minutes ago, so that's why we're still good here. Once you get that little pilot light going, you want to hold the knob in for another couple of seconds, then you can release and the flame will hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature and she fires right up. Once we're done, turn it back down to pilot. It'll hold just the pilot light for you, but if you're traveling or leaving the trailer, you just want to make sure that's right off. On the right side here, you get the little light switch. So the one up top just does the knobs. One to the bottom does your knobs as well as the stove. Down from there, you got kind of the returner for your furnace. You just don't want to be blocking that off. A bit more storage here. You also get the little garbage bin there as well. Drawer space up above that. And then kind of your liquor cabinet above the fridge. For the fridge, you get the little travel latch here, so that just unthreads out of there. Then we get your freezer up top. So this is a 120 volt unit, so you do just need to have plugged in for this guy to work. And the fridge down below. Temp selection's right across the back there. Once we're done, we're just going to line up that travel latch and thread it back into its hole. Your little pantry here is just on its travel straps. You're just going to undo that and you can slide it open. It is just on the barn door style of hinge or sliders. And then to your dinettes here. So you can see it's currently set up as the lounge. So if you notice back here, this little kind of backer is just sitting inside of those two little pockets there. And this cushion here is just Velcroed to the wall. So we're just going to pull that back. You can get it out of the way. You slide this up. Pull it out of its pockets. You'll notice in the back side here we got a couple more pockets. There's also another one back there. So we'll just line up to those. Let it fall into place. And there's your dinette. So these Velcros will just go up over here. Right. And then for the table, if you just kind of wiggle it, you can pop it up out of its legs. Then the legs will pop up out of the floor as well. You just lay the legs down. You can see the ledge there that your dinette would sit down onto. You'd take your back cushions, fill in the dinette, and create the bed. The light up top is just on its own push button there. The light over here is just on a push button on the side. So this red handle signifies this is emergency exit. So if we open that up all the way, take the screen with it as well, you'd hop on out. This bed folds down, or this couch folds down to a bed, and folds back up. And then in the entertainment area, so you got the TV here, of course. All the wires are run down through. You are pre-wired for Wi-Fi, and then in the middle here, you got your antenna outlet. So that antenna, you just turn it on with that little black button there. That green light on just lets you know it's turned on. Right up above that, we got your cable and satellite outlet, and then on the left side there, you got your power outlet. Stereo down below it, so the power button front and center turns it on. Excuse me. So we got your volumes on the side here, as well as your mute. Zone 1 is the sound bar itself. Zone 2 is your outside set of speakers. Select and you can get through all your settings. Right. Then we got your seeks and your pause and play on the side there. Power button, turn it back off. Down from there we've got your fireplace. So the power button on the right there, turn it on. Center right, we've got your flame color. In the center you got that bottom illumination color. Center left you got your temp, so you got off, low, and then high. And then on the left you have your timer, 30 minutes up to 9 hours. Power button, turn it back off. Little light switch on the side there, does a little accent light across the bottom. And then we'll come up into your bathroom here. So in your bathroom, your light switch is just on the right there. Up from there you're gonna find a fan assembly. So you're just gonna turn it on, then you can press and hold open, and that fan will open itself up. Vent will open itself up. Once it's open all the way, it'll just kind of stop in place. Now when you're done, just press and hold close. If you have that fan turned off, you can see that vent does not move, so you do gotta have it turned on first. GFI protected outlet back here, so press on the bottom, reset up top, so if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should come and check. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. Down below that is a little bit of storage, just being mindful of our drains and our water lines. You can see that is where the setup for your central vac is. I'll show you that in just a second here. And then your toilet's got the flusher on the right side here. Some storage up from there. Inside of here you're going to find a toilet paper dispenser. We just don't install that simply because location is entirely personal preference. And then in your shower, so you just get this travel latch here, you're just going to pull that back, you can open it up. You do get the nice shower head, so you have kind of your different settings for it, as well as the stainless head and hose. In the hallway is where you're going to find your central vac set up here. So you're just going to slide that open, your hose will click into there, fire it up with the power button down here. Also, if you open that up and have it going, you can see it just sucks out dust. So it kind of eliminates the need for a dustpan. You just sweep it all up over here, it sucks it right up. And into the front bedroom. So there's that front entrance that we'd shown you. That light switch on the right there does your porch light right outside of the unit, the little orange one there. The light switch on the left does the rest of the interior lights. Get all of your storage over here, so all of your drawer space. And cable and satellite outlet, power outlet down below that. And then in your closet space, you do have those little latches. You can pull those over, slide it on open. That's the TV box for, of course, your TV there. So if you're looking to pull it out for winter storage, you can just keep it somewhere safe. If we pick up at the foot of your bed, you get access to that storage compartment outside, and that's where you'll find your central vac hoses. This panel right here just has 2 screws on either side. You're just going to pull those 2 screws out. Gives you access to your water pump, so if you're looking to winterize the unit yourself, that's where you'll be going. Storage across the top, just a big open space there. These lights here just got their own switches. They're kind of mobile. You can shoot them around for your reading light. Also got the one in the center there. USB charging as well as a power outlet on either side. And that light over there just works the exact same. Up on the wall here, this 120 volt light switch is actually for a couple of scare lights up front, so you'll see them immediately really once you're out there. They are 120 volt, not 12, right? So that just turns them on and off. Above that, we've got your thermostats. This is just pre-installed for an air conditioner, so if you were to go with a second AC, it would replace that roof vent right there, and this thermostat would control it. So I'll go over that thermostat in just a second because you've got the exact same one up front or up back of the unit. Down from your pantry, we've got your converter here. So if you press that top and center, it pops on open. You get all of your breakers across the top. Whenever a breaker breaks, it's going to sit in the middle, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. On the right side, you get all of your fuses. Whenever a fuse pops, you'll get a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. So here's that thermostat we were talking about. So you're just going to press that bottom bar to wake it up, press it again and come into fan low. So it's just going to turn on your fan on low, just move some air around, no cooling involved. Okay. After fan low, if you hit it again, come into fan high, so just moving some air around with the high fan, no cooling. After that, if we hit it again, we'll come into cool high, so at this point the compressor will cut in and out as needed, leaving the high fan on all the time. Cool low is going to leave the low fan on all the time, and the compressor will cut in and out as needed for your cooling. After cool low, it'll come into cool low auto, so at this point it becomes an on-demand system, and both the compressor and the fan will cut in and out as needed, only ever using the low fan though. Same idea for cool high, so that's just only ever going to use the high fan, both in and out as needed. With your air conditioner going, you basically got 2 different options. You can have these 2 louvers here closed, in which case we're using all of our ceiling ducting to move the air, or if we open them up, it just dumps all of its air into the living room here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want them open, cool off this area as quickly as possible, and then you can close them off to start moving the air throughout. So that is exactly how that front thermostat will work as well if you were to have a second air conditioner installed. With the only difference between the two being that after cool high auto, here we're going to come down into heat. In the bedroom, it would just circle back to off and just cycle back around. Alright. So in heat, it's going to turn off the air conditioner and turn on the furnace. Temp selection for both cooling and heating is just the arrows there, of course. With that furnace going, it's going to be moving its air through all of the floor registers that we have, as well as the little black portals that you may see up on the walls. Well, the first couple of times you run that furnace, you might get a little bit of a smell throughout the unit. That's just the new furnace smell. It will go away. After heat, press that off again, or that bar again, comes down into off, and then it cycles back around. So into the back bunk room now. Inside of here, light switch is just up on the left. Then you've got kind of the bunk space back here. So this emergency exit there, you're pulling that red tab to get rid of the screen, taking this red handle here, throwing it outside and hopping on out. USB charging up in the corner. You also get a little light up here. So each bunk does have its own light, just on its own center push button there. This bunk does also push up. Travel latches on either side. Just make sure those are locked down. And then you have the couch down below. It is basically just a big foam mat, so if you wanted to open it up and use it as a couch or a bed as well, you got the power to do so. Another little light there, as well as USB charging. Closet space back here, pretty well identical either side. The drawers in the middle here as well. TV backer here, so if you're looking to mount one, it's going right there. Got your little cable run through to get down to, PlayStation, cable box, whatever. Cable and satellite outlet, power outlet, more storage up top. And then, like I said, just more closet space on the side there. Another bunk here, so same sort of push button light with another USB charger in the back there. This one does not pick up though. Down below, this one folds down. So you get the travel latch on the right side here, you can pull that over. Pop it on down, and you can see you get another little light up in the top corner, as well as USB charging. And then lastly is your rear bedroom. So up in here, you can see here's that rear entrance door. Up on the wall, you've got your light switch on the right, does a porch light outside. Light switch on the left does the interior light here. Hot and cold water, of course, a bit more storage down below it. And then just the toilet with the flusher on the right side there. And then the same vent control that you had in the other bedroom, you're turning it on, then you can open it up and then close it back down again. Simple as that. Alright, well, I do believe that is about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.